Well, hello, and welcome back to the channel. We have an exciting episode today as we are going to go on an adventure to try and find some Allay. I love the Allay. I love their pickup ability. It's useful for farms, but also they just look really cool and are fun to have around. So we definitely want to go and pick up some of them. So we'll go on an adventure and we'll try to find them through Pillager Outpost and maybe even possibly look for a mansion that we can go ahead and get some Allay. So that'll be a fun adventure. And then afterwards, we want to try and improve or really kind of start on the base design. So we're going to go for a more natural theme, so trees and moss, and that's why we've been working on a lot of these farms here off camera recently to kind of help with some of those things. And so I'll show you some of the stuff that we've been working on off camera, both James and I, in the base area, so that way we can try and get some base designs going. Start off with the pathways and then maybe move on to the house. We'll see how much time we have for today, but yeah, definitely want to improve the base area, make it look a little bit nicer, and just overall improve the pathways that have been kind of neglected for some time and definitely need some love. So we'll go ahead and do that today. Let's jump right into the episode. We have been very busy on the server. As you can tell behind me, this is a moss farm and it's massive. This is a design by Silent Whisper that we worked together to build, and I forgot to turn on my camera and record it so I can show you a time lapse of it. So completely my fault, but I wanted to show you some of the cool farms that we are building over here in the AFK farm area. This one right here is a moss farm. What you do is you come over here to this chest, you fill up this chest with bone meal. That bone meal is then taken by Hopper down to a dispenser that's underneath here in this section right over here. And then that bone meal is then bone mealing a moss, which I'll show you the farm. It might be a little bit loud, just a forewarning, but that moss will then generate up here. The stone, double stone generator will go ahead and push that moss in the middle, breaking it, and then anything that grows on top of the stone will also be broken by those pistons up above. That is then pushed into the collection system. You can kind of see it here, the minecart with hopper collection system that's running through there. They will get stopped by these sticky pistons with fence gates and these detector rails. It'll unload it down into this system right here, which will then push into some chest that I have extended down below because it was overloading our chest system. So we have all of these double chests down here, and those are slowly collecting all the moss generated. This was just from running it for maybe 30 minutes. We have all this moss right here, and moss carpets and other items like azalea trees and seeds that we can then take and compost some of them, and then we will use the moss for, like, if you haven't noticed, like our stone bricks are mossy stone bricks, or like our mossy cobblestone bricks that are in some of our buildings that we have over here, like the iron farm. And so I wanted to continue some of these pathways using that same sort of aesthetic, and we definitely needed more moss than what I was generating just by manually going and mining it. We also worked on building, and this is something that is just a simple farm right here. This is a cobblestone generator, and so all it is there's some backward stairs right here that are holding in water. As that hits downward, I can show you on the other side, there's a layer of lava right down here. I'm going to try not to be too close to it. Yep, there's a layer of lava, and as the lava flows, it hits the water on the backward stone, and that generates cobblestone. And then we just sit there and either set up our auto clicker and on the other side, and I have an obsidian block to kind of block some of that water. To kind of block the pickaxe. So we come over here to this side. Let me go ahead and finish these off right here. I might have broken one of mine. Yeah, I broke one of my slabs. That's okay. Anyway, we sit right in here in the water, and the reason we have water is for some reason the fire spreads was catching us on fire. So I just went ahead and put it in there just as a safety measure. And then we can sit right here, just shift, push ourselves right underneath this block right here so we don't move. And then we just break the block, and as you can tell, it'll regenerate that cobblestone. The longer we click it, the faster it gets. And then we put in that obsidian on the back layer for those bedrock players, so that when they're mining, they can mine one block further than us, and they will be collecting all that. All those hoppers collect the cobblestone, and it gets pushed into this double chest right here. Really simple system, but that's what we've been utilizing. Some of the cobblestone does get caught up at the top. It's very rarely that it happens, but when it does, obviously it happened a lot more right there. We just go and collect it, but honestly, we don't need that much. Like the amount that it generates. Right here is a glowberry farm. This is just a simple tick system, clock system, redstone clock, that's leading into a target block so that it can power that dispenser. So that dispenser is dispensing bone meal into this glowberry vine, I guess, if you want to call it that, and then we are collecting glowberries. All these are for the future build that we have. Let me show you what I've cleared out. So I would like to build like the main house that I'm gonna be living in, and like storage system and everything like that up here on the top of this mountain. It'll kind of be my central location. So if I can see the farms, I can be right in the middle of the iron farm, the AFK farms over there, the gold farm. It's just really just central to everything. And so I thought this would be the perfect location. So I kind of cleared it out, terraformed it a little bit. I'm still working on this section for our future builds. Also, off camera, I did a ton of collecting of items, and let me show you. Noah is over here building his base, and he's done an excellent job. You've seen most of this already because he's been working on this for quite some time. So he's got his platform right here, and then he's working on terraforming this section over here so that he can build his what he's calling his mega base, his beyond starter base. And so this is going to be his front entrance right here. So it's looking super good. He's been working on that for quite some time, and then he wanted to basically clear an area to build what he's been working on, and he needed a large area cleared. I needed a ton of stone, so I went to work with a beacon over here. We stole one of the beacons from the mob farm, and then I came over here and started clearing out some of this land, collecting the stone that I need for my future build, but also helping him out some. So yeah, we got most of this cleared out, and ready to go for his mega base as he's starting to build that and terraform all of this around here. And then I was able to get the resources that I needed by helping him out with this. Over here we have Phil's base, and Phil's been working on, he has this awesome little Stonehenge mountain. He's got little ducks over here, which are super cool. He's got his build right here, which he's just ever expanded. And then the catalyst to top it all off, the best thing that he's built so far is the Waffle House. I just love this build. Oh, I fell down. I just love this build so much. I mean, it's just got so much character, and, you know, Waffle Houses are just popping up everywhere. But you come in here, he's done some creative things with, like, even the stools using pistons, and he's got some nice little booths over here that he's just been working on. He's got another little duck out there on the water. And then right over here, he's done some very creative things with these ovens. And we've even got Grandma right there. And then over here, we have Grandpa. So just a neat build that he's been working on. He's also expanded his base a whole lot. So we've got this bridge coming across here. and he's just really done a great job. I wish I had half of his skill when it comes to building. So he's got his portal room right here, and then you've seen the rest of the base that he's built out over here. It's just awesome. I just thought I'd show you that since we're over here in this area, looking at Noah's base. But that's kind of just the progress that I've made, and some of the other people on the server have made as well. Kind of working a little bit off camera to gather resources, because that is some of the most boring content you could ever have, is just gathering resources. I've tried to make games out of it and do other things, but ultimately I just get bored watching my own videos. So yeah, so that's kind of what's been going on here on the server right now. We've done a little bit of work off camera, but today I'd like to go do some adventuring a little bit. So I'd like to go raid a woodland mansion. Let me go ahead and sleep over here. I'd like to go ahead and raid a woodland mansion, and see if I could maybe get some allays. So I want to go ahead and try and do that, so we can get some allays. I needed some more. Let's check the durability of my electric. Yeah, it should be good for the journey. So I wanted to go ahead and try and see if, let me grab some leads too, so I can get some allays and bring them back, or at least pull them out of the woodland mansion. And then I just probably need like 6. Let's just do 10 to be safe. That's perfect. So I want to try and get some of those and bring them back to our base. I know it's a long journey. We might go check and see if we can find any pillager outposts or something like that along the way that would have some allays. But I wanted to go ahead and journey and get some allays, partially because they're super awesome looking, partially because we might use them in some future farms, and I don't really have any around here. Noah did have some at the start, but unfortunately, due to Noah, being Noah, they came to their tragic demise, and so we don't have allays anymore from the Pillager Outpost that's right in the middle of all these villages, and so I definitely wanted to do that. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to jump ahead to when we actually get to the Pillager Outpost, so you don't have to see this long journey, or the Woodland Mansion, and then we will go ahead and get to raiding that. So I wanted to do that as an adventure today, and see if there's maybe something else that would be interesting that we find along the way, that would just be fun to explore. And if we do run across that, then I will definitely turn the camera back on. If not, then we're going to jump ahead, and I will see you at the Woodland Mansion. Alright, we're going to check this pillager outpost just right here. It does. We were on the way to the Woodland Mansion because we couldn't find a allay that we wanted in some of the pillager outposts we explored, but it looks like there's one right here. So sweet. We don't have to go all the way out there. I might just do it just for the fun of it. But let's go ahead and see what they have up in here. They might have one of those good ones. Let's check and see. I'm just going to see if I can sneak in here and raid their chest. Some golden carrots. And they do. And they have the smithing template. That's awesome. Yeah, the rest of this I don't really need. Yeah, I'm good on all that stuff. Let's go ahead and, now that we have that, let's avoid this captain right here so we don't have to go find some milk later on. And let us try and see if we can kill all the other ones so that we can go exploring. Let's see if he's far enough away where we can sneak these guys out of here and free them from their captivity. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and give them the wool that I have here. So I'm going to just break into their cage, give them both a wool, and see if we can sneak them out of here. I really don't want to kill that captain. Avoid it. Oh, I am about Oh no. I had to use one of my things. Oh man. Alright, let's move back out. One of my totems. I'm gonna kill him. Alright, let's see if we can break these guys out now. Oh man. Hey buddy. Alright, are they out? Are they out? Come on, little Allays. Oh, I threw my axe. There we go. Come on, little Allays. Let's go home. Are you following me? There we go. Aren't they just the best? They're like the cutest little things in the world. Alright, let's get far enough away, and then we will try and see if we can make it towards the base. Are they still following me? Come on, little guys. You gotta keep up. I might lead them here so that way we can go ahead and get them back a little bit faster than that, because it's gonna take them forever to collect all those wools. Perfect. Let me go ahead and lead these guys, and then we will take them back to our base. We might have to journey the long way, but they are so totally worth it. I just can't believe I popped my totem. Oh well, yeah, that's what they're for, is so that you don't die and lose all your stuff out at a Pillager Outpost in the middle of nowhere. Now I've got some Allays, and still following me, right guys? Yep. And we will go ahead and get them back to the base, so that way we can use them for later farms and just keep them around because, you know, well, they're awesome looking. They're very useful, and I definitely want to keep some of them around. They're easy to breed too. All you need is a music disc, a jukebox, and some amethyst, and you can go ahead and breed them. I'm going to go ahead and get out my bed right now so that I can do that. But overall, I'm very satisfied with that raid, only because we had a goat. We were able to get a goat horn, which I think those are pretty fun. That was just awesome. And we were also able to get some more of those smithing templates. And so ultimately, I think that was well worth the trip. Even though we did pop one of our totems of undying, we might just have to go back to the woodland mansion after all, so that we can get our totem back. But either way, it was a good raid overall, and we got what we needed from it, which were these two little guys that are following me. So now we'll go ahead and make it back to the base. It's going to be a long journey because these guys are a little bit, are going to slow me down just a bit. We'll see if we can maybe make some flight out of it too and get them there a little bit faster. But it's going to be a little bit slower than what I would typically go because we don't want to break the leads and not notice it and lose out on these little guys that we worked so hard for and lost one of our totems for. So definitely want to keep them. And by using the rockets, you can tell it breaks the leads, and we definitely don't want to lose what we worked so hard for. So we'll get them back in, and we will make sure we get them back safely. And after the long journey, we were finally able to make it back to the base. I'm going to go ahead and tie these guys up, probably over here on these fence posts, so that way we can keep them safe in this well-lit area. right near our base. But look at these two guys. Aren't they just the best? I love the little allays. They're so useful as far as mobs are concerned because they have so much value that they add. And as far as like picking up items and like the fact that they don't really die unless the character kills them or unless the player kills them, sorry. So overall, just the best character or the best little mobs in the game for sure, without a doubt. I'm very excited to have them at my base. We'll go ahead and get some of them bred up and moved into our homes. But yes, definitely very, very excited to now have some allays over here at our base. All right, we really want to start right over here in this area, and we did get a lot of good shroom lights. We got about a stack and just a few extra. So we kind of want to go right here and just start building ourselves a pathway, and then we want to work our way all the way over to the bridge and then all the way up. So that's kind of where I'm going to begin. I think this is a nice little area to go ahead and improve the path for it. Let's get all this dirt. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Can I say perfect one more time? Yes, I can. Perfect. Alright. Let's go ahead and put this right here. And then I'm going to jump into doing this, and I'll show you the finished product when it's all done. Wow, look at this amazing pathway! Isn't it amazing how that happens? Like, I just start with the video, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's like all done. The pathway is just completely finished. Oh, look at that! There's a mushroom, first thing. This is kind of what I wanted to get the shroom lights for. So I want to make a less torch-like feel for my lighting and a more natural feel for my lighting. So I want to do like this nature vibe where I have lighting coming in, and see, that looks a lot better than just spam torches everywhere. You're kind of hiding the lights in nature and making it look a little more aesthetically pleasing overall. And so I want to go for that sort of vibe with is there a path blocker right here? What is going on? Oh, it just was being extremely difficult. And so I want to go for more of that feel. And so we're going to be putting in more hidden lighting rather than more kind of like torches that you see. So it'll kind of be like that. Wow, look at that. There's no lighting right there. It'll be kind of hanging from trees and different things like that. So less feeling like torches just spammed everywhere. Or like if we did want to go ahead and put in torches, we can go ahead and put them in the ground. Kind of like this. And then just kind of block them up with a mossy carpet. So we can just take this right here. It'll still be the same light level, but we're basically hiding those from being. So you can tell, like, the light level is there, but it's kind of hidden underneath this moss. It doesn't look the greatest just because of the biome we chose for this. The biome we chose for this is not the same type of grass as like a plains biome, and so it's not going to have the same feel and look. But ultimately, looks a whole lot better. And then we can go ahead and do some natural lighting looks. So maybe put some of this right here and do, okay, like that. And then take this jack-o'-lantern here, and we can add that in. That gives us some more lighting on our path. And then maybe add in some other leaf blocks to that. Or even do something like this, and then add in some hay bales, just like so. So that way we get that natural feeling light looking. I don't like that so far back. Let's put it up just a little bit. Perfect. So we get that nature type feel to this, and yet we're still adding in that lighting. So this area is definitely now well lit up without having to feel like it's well lit up. And so, oh, hey there, buddy. It's nighttime, and he's allowed to get out of the water at night. But yeah, this will kind of make it feel a lot nicer looking without having to be sort of like feel like it's just like thrown together. um, and so yeah, we definitely don't want that. We might even plant some more trees over here and put like some uh, um, like a what do you call it? Why am I drawing a blank? Uh, we could put some glowberries hanging from them. That's the word I was looking for. Some glowberries. Now, we don't want to do too many of the trees or shroom lights because we still want to make it very elytra friendly. So these will be fine for this area because we can still land in there, but ultimately we don't want to do that all the way around the path, because if we do it all the way around the path, then we're going to block some of those sort of plants from being, or sort of flying in from being an option. And so we definitely want to make sure we can still fly in and get it in there. And in the moss farm here, I'm just going to steal some azalea trees. Yep, and we'll go ahead and plant some of those around, but not making it feel too much like that. And then we'll steal from our glowberry farm and kind of add in those. So we don't want to put fences around everywhere. We also don't want torches to be around everywhere. We want to make it more or less natural feeling so that we can enjoy it, the path, and the safety of the path without having to feel like it's just torches everywhere. And so that's what I'm going for here. So maybe put this right here and then bone meal that really quickly. All right, perfect. And then we'll go ahead and add in some glowberry effect to that. So just pull some of these leaves right here and maybe this one right there, and then just kind of hang that, and then we can bone meal that up a little bit. I might have to add a few more branches to that. Yeah, we'll bone meal that one right there. So that gives us a little more lighting as well, without having to cover the path completely. We don't want so many branches on this. I'm going to go ahead and trim some of these a little bit so we don't get too many around, but we still get that lighting from there. And then we'll put one right here, and then maybe one right here, and then we'll bone meal that right there so we get the glow berries from that. We also need to do this on the back side. We can't forget just the path siding of it. And for this one, we're just going to put a hanging um, end rod right here so that it still lights up the area but without being hanging on the wood. So yeah, that's going to kind of be the pathing and the lighting. We've got these lights are all around that will be hanging up and just kind of giving it a more natural feel to the lighting itself and the path itself. Making it look less janky, I guess is the best word I could think of for it. And so we definitely want to get it looking a little bit neater around here with our pathing. I don't want to do too much around here again because I've already blocked a lot of this from elytra. Let me go ahead and test it with my elytra and see if we can still fly in there pretty well. Because that's the last thing I want is for us to land in here. We could do it pretty easily. That'll be fine. Yeah, and so definitely going to go ahead and finish off this section, and then we'll start, James and I will start working on the rest of it as well. Just really giving it a more yeah, that's a word, a more nature feeling. I might trim off some of these, give it a more natural feeling, but also a nice aesthetic. So that we can do that. I might do that with this one too. That actually looks really cool. Just kind of trim off the bottom here, giving it a more natural look. Yeah, that looks cool. But yeah, see, overall, I really like that a whole lot better than what we were looking like before. The path looks more natural, but yet it has more lighting, and it looks a lot nicer. I'm going to take this out now because we have this one over here and that mushroom light. So we'll go ahead and take those out. Perfect. So now we've got a nicer looking path than what we had before. It's not too constricting to where we can't use our elytra. It's a lot natural, more natural lighting. We don't want to do too many of these right here, but we will do some where we just put in that mossy carpet over top of the torches. And the reason being is just we're not in the right biome. It looks like over here the grass is a little more natural looking, which will benefit us if we go ahead and hide those torches. And that'll just make it look a whole lot neater all the way around, with still being safe and lighting up our paths and lighting up the area so that nothing can break into that villager trading post. But also just like, yeah, that looks a lot better than that does. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. I want to go ahead and start beautifying this. I might just go ahead and do a kind of time-lapse area so you can see the changes that we're going to be making all around the base to make it a little bit nicer and neater around that, around the paths. Now, I'm really new to the whole base design thing, and so I struggle with just finding designs that I like, and sometimes that means just playing around for a couple of hours to try and find those best designs and design quality. And so I wanted to show you the final product of the pathway around the farm area and leading into the iron farm. I think I really like it. I think it turned out well, but let me know what you think and if there's any way that we could improve it. So, starting out here, we terraformed some of the land around the base with adding in trees and moss to kind of give it that like ancient look that it's a little bit overgrown, a little bit neglected from that sense. Like it's been around for a very long time, and we've got that ancient city where moss is overgrowing it, and trees and grass haven't been taken care of or maintained in years, and it's just kind of been neglected a little bit in that sense. And we're reviving those farms again and getting them back up and running. And so this is the farm area entrance. So we'll come across the bridge, and that will lead into this. And some of the cool design preferences that I've kind of done to help with the lighting is instead of having torches just spammed everywhere, they're just hidden under these moss carpets right here. So you really don't know that those are there, or they're like end rods hanging from trees, or those shroom lights that we got earlier in the episode that's just hidden underneath the mushrooms. So different lanterns hanging throughout on mangrove, and then also some just lanterns sitting out on top of the like hay bales or stones. And then we've got some jack-o'-lanterns throughout as well. So just some different light sources, glowberries, other things that kind of make it just look a little bit nicer. But anyway, this is the entrance. So as you walk into the farm area, you've got this path that leads you over to the iron farm area right over here. So you've got this right here. So you've got some of those mushrooms. You got jack-o'-lanterns as well as some lanterns sitting on that as well. You've got some of those mangrove lights as well. And then just overall nature. So you've got like the mossy cobblestone look, or that like stone tough mossy cobblestone look that I'm going for. You've got the little trees. We need to knock down that scaffolding. We don't really need that any longer. And then I added some glass panes even over the beacons, so that way it kind of gives it that green naturey feel to it as well. And then we just went ahead and added in some like little leaves, some little glass panes in the area to give it some more aesthetical look. We added in some of those trees that we know can't really grow underneath this tree, but just to kind of give it a neat look. Lanterns just throughout the area. And so that's the path that leads down to here, and that will lead to the iron farm. We replaced all the torches with lanterns and then just kind of improve the overall area. And this goes back for a little ways. Now, I'm not going to do the whole area, but this does go back to this little area right here so that when you're flying over it or as you're looking at it, it looks nice. I also left areas where there were no trees or bushes along the paths. That way, with more flying with the elytra, it's not going to prevent us from landing around the area. So that's kind of the iron farm leading into it, just lighting and just kind of overgrown nature type vibe that I was going for up in here. And then if you go to the actual farm area, we terraformed that land as well. So let me go back over to here. And we kind of added in some like pathways that are a little bit overgrown, but not quite, that lead to the different farms as well. So you got your sheep farm, our cow farm, our cobblestone generator, and you've got all these farms over here, the pumpkin melon, the cactus, which has been very helpful now that we're using all these glass panes and different items like that. And then we've got our little chest area that we've been using, and then the glowberry farm right here. And then if you go back here, we've got our sugarcane farm, and this is kind of the aesthetic I was going for. If you can see, the tree has overgrown, the leaves have overgrown. They really need to be trimmed up. It's that sort of like overgrown, mossy, hasn't been used in a while. That's the kind of look I'm going for. We've got our pathway right here, which leads back to the back area with the moss farm right here, and this being the entrance to the moss farm right in here. I did add some stuff to the back of the moss farm. Look, we may end up using this area in the back for a farm in the future, but in the meantime, I just wanted to kind of give it a look. And then I still need to extend it out a little bit more. As we're growing out this area, we'll kind of extend the aesthetic as we're building more farms in the area. But this is kind of what I've done in the meantime for right now. And then kind of as you go into the back, you'll see these little stones holding some lanterns. You'll see some jack-o'-lanterns that are throughout, or like this right here. So I really tried to give it that overgrown. It used to be more city in this area, but since then it's not been taken care of, or it's been kind of neglected, and that has led to this overgrowth. And so you could see where there once was a civilization, but that has since fallen into disrepair and kind of given this look of overgrowth and just kind of like not well taken care of look. I really like the vibe of the nature overgrowth, mossy type look. I think it looks really awesome. It kind of gives us a way to hide path lighting and different things like that, or make it look really neat and very aesthetically pleasing, but also giving us an area where we can have farms and have all these different things around and have a nice little aesthetic look. Overall, I'm really proud of this. This is not something that is natural to me. Speaking of nature, this is not very natural to me to build this sort of path, or even to just like to change or to be a builder in that sense. And so this I'm more of a redstone farm. That's where I enjoy the game, testing and trying out different things. And so let me know what you think, and if you have any suggestions. We tried playing around with other things in the area, but this is what I found that I like the most. But let me know if you have anything that you would suggest for adding to this, or maybe making it look a little bit neater. Yeah, I really like it. I like how it turned out. But yeah, it's definitely new for me, and definitely out of my comfort zone. But I think overall it turned out really, really nice. I don't think I have any rockets on me, otherwise I'd fly above it. I'm super proud of this, but definitely something new for me. If you haven't already, consider commenting on the video, letting us know what you think about this new form of building for me. Also, consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that notification bell so that you never miss a single episode. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.